In this video, we will talk about AI governance. In particular, what is this field that we call AI governance? What are some key problems that the field is concerned with, especially at the moment with the rise of large language models? And what are some first examples of AI governance and regulation in the United States and in the European Union? So we will start by defining AI governance. Typically, when we say AI governance, what we have in mind is one or multiple frameworks that include the policies, the principles, the practices, and the norms, everything you can imagine that is necessary to guide the safe deployment of AI models. This means that the framework may have more or less detail depending on how much each state, each society intends to regulate the models. Now, why is it so important to think about AI governance? Why do we include it in this discussion about AI safety? So far, we've seen how AI safety is primarily a technical problem about controlling powerful AI systems, the alignment problem as you know it, the control problem. You'll see that having one or many backups for AI governance and regulation frameworks could be very useful for governing, for making sure that systems with more and more advanced capabilities do not pose any threats to society at large. So this is one of the key reasons why there is this urgent need for good AI governance frameworks that take into account the seriousness of the alignment problem. Now, what are the problems, a little bit more detail, that AI governance has to tackle? And as you can imagine, we're talking about society, which means different actors, different groups, different interests, respectively, for each group. Therefore, the first challenge of AI governance is to find successful ways for coordination among the different stakeholders. What are the stakeholders? It could be the publics, different cultural groups, different groups in technical AI, such as AI researchers or developers, different governmental groups and corporations, like all of these AI labs. And so it's a very important and complex problem to find a good solution as to how all these different interests will become compatible and how these different groups will coordinate and agree on how to proceed with the deployment of AI models. The second question you will see for AI governance is how can the institutions and the institutional mechanisms be transformed so that they match the demands of this quickly transforming world because exactly of the advancement of technology. As you have probably understood by now, we don't live in a business as usual world, and this implies that our institutions and their various mechanisms will have to adjust to the new challenges that the technologies we now develop pose. So this is another big problem for AI governance and regulation. How should these mechanisms change? How should they adapt to the challenges of our time? What should they take in mind? Again, what kind of interests will they have to satisfy? Who are the experts they should collaborate with and listen to? And all these very, very complex questions that will get us to institutions that can actually live up to the expectations of a quickly changing world. And finally, a broader philosophical conceptual question that we have encountered multiple times in this semester. The question about what are the kind of values, the kind of principles that we want to incorporate in a positive vision of the future, which means how should we create, or how should we prepare the ground for this technology to get us to a flourishing future for all of humanity. And this is again a very big challenge of how will we get to agree to have this kind of future using this technology in certain ways, again requiring the solution to the two previous problems, the coordination problem and how our institutional mechanisms should respond to the various challenges. And now, two examples of AI governance work that has already taken place, in particular in the US government. You see the blueprint for an AI Bill of Rights, which states some of the conditions for how the systems should be deployed in order not to pose any threats to society, with a focus on the American society, of course, because this is from the White House. And here as well, the AI Act from the European Commission, similarly trying to establish some regulation that will ensure that the right rules are in place so that AI models help create a good future instead of causing multiple risks and problems.